Thanks for joining us late night at Kauffman Stadium. Cueto Day, I guess that's what they were calling it. You kids were calling it on Twitter.
I'm going gray at the Temples.
Are you? Okay, you're not a kid anymore. Poor Andy, long season. But a stimulating night for all of us watching Johnny Cueto tonight. And you know, I just realized tonight I'd never seen him pitch in person before. And the whole thing is really pretty riveting, especially when he pitches so well.
Yeah, it's a good time. I mean, he's not boring to watch. Yeah. You know, like if you're really paying attention to Cueto on the mound, you know, he shifts tempos. He's quick pitching. He's doing the delay thing. He's doing the tee-on where he's wiggling his backside. You know, and so it's fun. And you combine that with the fact that he's a very, very good pitcher, as you saw tonight. You know, it's a pretty exciting package. That's what, you know, the guy that you saw tonight, and really the guy who you've seen for the first two outings, you know, this is why the Royals traded for him. He's a number one. He's a legit number one.
He really is, and I was rereading a story of yours that you wrote right when they acquired him, and it played into my thoughts tonight for what I was writing about how it's not something the Royals have had. Even with James Shields, who was, you know, a horse and really significant in this organization's change.
Yep.
He did not have that kind of dynamic ability. Maybe ability is the wrong word, but he was not still that dynamic at this stage of his career.
Yeah, I mean the thing, and we've written this and said this so many times. I mean, James Shields was, the phrase I use is transformative figure in Royals franchise history. I mean, he's one of the most important figures in Royals franchise history, I think. But he was a number two at best, and probably, you know, there's a lot of people in the Royals organization who felt by midway through last year he was more like a number three. And, you know, you can see, you know, Cueto has the resume of an ace. He pitches like an ace. He goes to the post pretty much every fifth day like an ace. He had some injury issues this year. He's feeling good now. So, yeah, I mean, there's just a difference in the level of production, you know, and you add that to a club that already was the best in the American League, that already had a huge cushion, that needs to rest its bullpen for October so they're not all gassed out. I mean, it's a huge benefit in the present and also in the future when you have this guy. You know, the reason they got this guy was not for tonight. I've written this before. It was for Game 1 of the World Series.
Right.
That's why they got Johnny Cueto.
But the ripples from what he does tonight can also be part of leading that way. And specifically, when you talk about it keeps the bullpen fresh. Another thing, and maybe I'm overthinking this, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on it, is how it kind of recalibrates the rotation. And again, that matters less now than it will then, but Edinson Volquez is a pretty potent number two, I'd say.
It's fine.
You know, and I guess right now Danny Duffy's number three, and if he's been the guy that we've seen most of the last stint since he came back off the DL, that's pretty decent. We haven't seen Danny in the playoffs before, so. But how much does that help just kind of reconfigure where they match up?
Well, I think, and I doubt the Royals will do this, but I think they should, at the very least, explore as much as they can the possibility of using three starters in the playoffs and just going on short rest. That's a big ask for your staff. You know, you need three guys who are committed to do it. I don't know if a team has legitimately done it all the way into the World Series since 2009. I think that might be the last time when the Yankees did it with CC Sabathia, Andy Pettitte, and AJ Burnett. And those were three very unique individuals. And Sabathia was a horse then, you know, was a legit number one. Pettitte is an incredible sort of durable athlete, and Burnett was tough enough to do it as well. And it's just tough to find that mix. And so you're asking Cueto, who has had some elbow issues, barking at him, and you want to be careful with him. Yeah. Volquez can probably do it, you know, so he would probably be the most reliable of them. And then Duffy, who, you know, Lord knows what you'll get from him sometimes. So they need to figure out in the next couple weeks who their number four star is going to be. Whether that's Ventura. We know it's not going to be Guthrie. So whether it's a bullpen game version with Chris Young or Chris Medlin, I mean, they kind of need to figure that out. And that's really the big thing still hanging over them is who is their four starter and how they handle the playoff rotation. But, you know, to your point of what Cueto means, they know who's starting Game 1 now, at the very least, and they know what they're going to get most likely, and that's a really encouraging thing.
Well, that's about all we have from here, but it does leave me with that last thought about how important it was they got Cueto, not only because of what he does add, but picture them without it now, how many more questions they'd have. It just would be geometrically more questions. So
also, Ben Zobrist, I think, went 3 for 3 tonight with a walk. Dayton Moore, in the words of Charlie Sheen, is winning. That's still topical, like the kids are saying today? Can we end this? Can I go?
Yeah, I think we're on fumes there. So, thanks for joining us, True Blue. Stay with your True Blue app and KansasCity.com and whatever else Andy has to say.
Thinking of you, Ryan Lefebvre, wherever you are.